Hey guys, Kalila here, and welcome to another video. Today's gonna be a little chatty knit with me. I already filmed this video, and I just noticed something throughout the entire video, and it was annoying me, so I deleted it. Literally, it was going to bother me seeing it the entire video, so here I am, filming it all over again. Have I done this before? Refilmed the entire video? I don't know. And this video was like probably 40 minutes long or something. It's okay though. I'm just answering questions. I'll just re-answer them. But yeah, I asked you guys questions on Instagram like last week. Was it earlier this week? Last week. And I was going to film a vlog last week. Well, I'm in the process of filming a vlog. I was going to post it last week and I was just like, no. I feel like I don't have the content that I want for the vlog yet, like fully. So I was like, I'm not gonna post it. And you know, if you don't feel like posting anything, don't post, okay? You should always feel happy posting something. And if I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it, okay? Today I'm wearing my sister Kahila's jumper that she made. She knitted this. Very, 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 very oversized. Okay, this is what it looks like. Well, at least the sleeves. She made the sleeves very oversized. I look like that dude from Mulan. And he always played with his little thingy. Yeah, anyway. This is the sweater number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and it's made using Drops Alpaca Boucle, and it just looks so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. It's so soft, it's so cozy, it's so teddy-like. Oh my gosh, I love it so freaking much. Today, I will also be knitting while I am answering these questions. This is the Hans Tom sweater by Petite Knit, and I just did a modification of the sleeve color. Oh my gosh, I had so much trouble doing this. Okay, this is the first one that I did, and I carried the yarn through. Oh my gosh, it made it such an impossibly tight fabric, and this is superwash yarn, so it's supposed to be super stretchy. Psych. So I was like, I was so frustrated with it, and I was just like, I'm not continuing this. So I started over, and I split for the sleeves and everything with this. I'm so happy with it. What did I do instead of carrying the yarn? I cut it, okay? And I also cut it shorter because I was not weaving in all of these ends, and I will cut it shorter after I block it. So that is what I'll be doing in this video. The first question is, do you have any plans to make knitting patterns after your kit comes out? Now, the kit that this person is talking about are the kits that I am working on. Well, I will be continuing it, but I'm working on a crochet and knit kit where I'm going to just basically teach someone how to knit and how to crochet, put it in kit form, and that will be coming out sometime in the summer. Will I make a pattern after that? No. The only knitting patterns that I am making are going to be for the kit, but other than that, I'm not interested in making any more patterns. Like, I'm not interested in pattern making anymore, especially not for knitting. That seems like a whole bunch of work that I don't want to do. Not because it's a lot of work, but because I feel like it's a whole different craft, and I don't want to take the time to learn that craft, that particular craft. Because knitting sweaters and making a sweater knit pattern, I would rather just knit the sweater. And I'll say it's because all of the patterns and sweaters that I would want to create are already out there, so I'd rather just make them from other people's patterns than make my own. And my battery is about to die because I already spent so long filming this, so I will change the battery right quick. I had to change the angle a little bit, but anyway. Yeah, the reason why I actually made crochet patterns was because there weren't crochet patterns that I liked or wanted out there, so I just created what I wanted. But now that I'm knitting and there are patterns that I want and designs that I want out there already, I don't have to worry about making my own because it's already out there. I wasn't a pattern maker intentionally. I was a pattern maker because I wanted certain things and they weren't out there. So yeah, I am not really interested in making patterns, honestly. My younger sister, Malika, Mr. Bobbin, she is though. She is going to be making a bunch of knit patterns. She's still making her crochet patterns, of course. So if you want patterns, they will definitely still be coming out. Oh, and Kahila, Crochet with K, she is making patterns as well. So there will at least be 2 sisters putting out patterns on our site. What's a knitting skill you'd like to learn? Cables, fisherman's rib, color work, etc. I want to make a cabled sweater so badly. I want to learn how to do cables. I've heard it's so easy, but I just feel like it's so difficult just from looking at it. I want to do half fisherman's rib as well. What's another one? Smock stitch, brioche. So many different types of stitches. But I want to do it as I make different things. I don't want to learn the stitch just to learn the stitch. I want to apply it in a pattern. So I will learn all of those things when I actually pick up garment patterns that have those techniques in them. Types of yarn you recommend for knitting versus crochet. I recommend all and every. Any kind of yarn is perfect for both crafts. I used to think, before I learned to knit as a crocheter, I was like, oh my gosh, there are different yarns that knitters and crocheters use, but that's not the case. Oops. That's not the case. It's mainly because I saw, when I was in the crochet community, I just mainly saw people using like acrylic and cotton, and that was basically it. And when I started getting into the knitting community, I wasn't learning how to knit. I was just getting into the knitting community. I saw they used like merinos and mohairs and alpacas, and I was like, what is that? Huh? What kind of yarn is that? And so back then I did think like, oh, so crocheters use this yarn and knitters use this yarn. No. Whatever yarn knitters use, you can crochet with. Whatever yarn crocheters use, you can knit with. Whether it be fingering weight yarns, mohairs, alpacas, wool, acrylics, cottons. You can use both of those for crocheting and knitting, and it just depends on what you want. What type of garment you want, what type of project you want, how you want it to come out. If you want something super drapey, super nice and drapey and flowy, then I would suggest getting like a fingering weight alpaca yarn or a merino wool or something. If you want something super stiff, then I'll get like a bulkier yarn, you know? So it just depends on what you want your project to turn out to be. But at the end of the day, you can use whatever yarn with both crafts. Do you and your sister share your stash? No. With an asterisk. No, we don't share our stash, as in we each have our own personal stash. We don't have like one big stash that we share. Yes, because if there is a yarn in one of our stashes that we need, we will share it. Like if I have a yarn that Malika needs and she asks me for it, I'll say yes, you can have it. If I'm not using it, I'll give it to her. But we don't share like one big stash at all, no, because there are certain yarns that my sister gets that I don't get. Certain yarns that I get that she doesn't get, so yeah. What projects are you going to do in the future? I'm sure by now all of you guys know that I want to do the April cardigan by Petite Knit. I am so in love with that pattern. So in love with that pattern, and I haven't even read through it yet. I am so in love with how that pattern looks, but I am mainly going to be working on seasonal knits. So I will be knitting summer and springy thingies all the way until the end of September. So that consists of cardigans, slipovers, dresses, yeah, those things. And it'll mainly be from Petite Knit, honestly. My favorite thing is knitwear, probably. I'm gonna do some camisoles as well. And yeah, those are the main things that I want to do. When will you knit a dress? I'm in the process of knitting a dress. Well, I have a dress whip. And I will probably get back to knitting it like July or August time because I don't see myself working on it anytime soon since there are so many projects that I want to do before that project. So that'll be later in the summer. And do you like K stuff? K-pop, K-drama? K-pop? I'm not like a super fan of K-pop. I only listen to K-pop when there's like a popular song or something. So like I've listened to BTS, Red Velvet, Blackpink. There was another person I listened to. I think his name was Sam, and it's the more like R&B. Oh my god, like K R&B. It was, oh my gosh, it's so good. I forgot the name of it though, of the song. It was like, can we wake up in the morning? Makeup? Is it makeup? Can we make up in the morning? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, anyway. I think it was called Makeup. It's so good. And K-dramas. I have been getting into K-dramas. I haven't been like watching them consistently, but one that I did watch and finish is called My Name. Oh my gosh. That was so freaking good. It's about this girl. Her dad dies right in front of her, and she goes on this like revenge thing, trying to avenge his death. So good. Plot twists. Love it. So good. I will 100% recommend it. It's on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, go watch it. It's called My Name. And another K-drama that people told me about that I started is Hotel de Luna. It's so quirky and so funny. I like it a lot. I haven't finished it though, but I am enjoying it. So great recommendation. Thank you to the people who recommended it. What has been the hardest part of knitting for you? Like any part? There hasn't really been any real difficult part besides learning it, because learning it was just like, it's a whole nother domain. It's so different from crocheting, and it was just like, what the heck? Like, what are the things that I need to know that are super important? What are things that I need to know? What are things that I don't really need to know because I just don't need it? Like, it was just a very annoying process to go through because so many different videos told you so many different things, and yeah, but so far it's been easy. I've only been knitting for 8 months, so I don't really think I've run into anything super difficult. I thought German short rows would be difficult. Not difficult at all. And I think later this year and next year, when I start doing harder, more difficult patterns, then I'll really be able to say like, ooh, yeah, that was a little difficult for me. But for now, everything has been fairly easy, honestly. Is there anything with knitting you're afraid to try or something you're putting off? Yes. The smocking stitch, whatever the stitch that's used for the Jenny jacket and the Jenny sweater, yeah, no. I'm avoiding that like the plague, okay? I don't want to look at it, touch it until next year. Literally, I feel like that's going to be the hardest thing ever. Even though, you know, it could probably be the easiest thing ever, but that stitch does not look easy, okay? So I will avoid it until next year. We'll see. Book recs. Oh, you want book recommendations? Okay. I will tell you that my favorite series ever is the Percy Jackson series. It is like a young book, or like a book with young people. But you don't even think about the characters' ages because it's just so good. The Percy Jackson series is so good, okay? I read it when I was in, oh my gosh, elementary school? What are the years? No, I read it when I was in like middle school, I believe. So good. Oh my gosh, I think I've read it every single year since, except like last year or the year. I haven't read it in like 5 years probably, but when I was younger, I read it every single year up until like 5 years ago. I am now rereading that series and I am enjoying it so much. I want to read all of his books in that universe. Anything by Sarah J. Maas, okay? The Throne of Glass series, I'm reading that. It has 8 books. I'm on book 5 or 6. Oh my gosh, so freaking good. I love it so much. At the beginning, I think it was one of her first series that she wrote, or first books that she wrote, so the beginning of the first book, I was like, I got a few chapters in. I was like, never mind, I like it. And the plot twists are insane, okay? In this book, in this series, the character will be plotting and we won't even know what she's plotting. Like, girl, how can you keep that away from us? We're reading your thoughts. We're reading your, like, it's crazy. And also, her ACOTAR series, beautiful, yummy, yummy, love it. My second favorite series ever. Remember, the first one is the Percy Jackson series. That one. Okay, let's separate them because they're both number 1. So the ACOTAR series for adult novels, like new adult, I love that. For like YA, Percy Jackson series, yes. Also, her next series, I haven't read yet because the second book just came out and I refuse to give myself that heartache of, not having a second book to read in the series because it's not out yet. Oh my gosh. I already put myself through that torment in another series. I refuse it for this series. But Crescent City series, I think that's what it's called. Or the first book is called Crescent City. And apparently that's a good book. I mean, I'm going to read it because it's by the author that I like. Also, From Blood and Ash series. Oh, beautiful. I'm only on the 3rd book. The 4th book just came out. I stopped reading the 3rd book because, like I said, I don't want to get heartbroken. And the 4th book wasn't out. And yeah, anyway. And I don't even think that's the last book. I think there's another book after that. But I paused that series, but it is so good. I think those are just the main books that I've been reading so far. Yeah. I recommend those. Are you ever worried you'll run out of space for all your knits in future ones? No, mainly because I just started knitting, so I don't even have that many knit things. And plus, I'm moving, so I will have a lot of space. And if I ever run out of the space that I have, I'll just buy storage and store my knits in some storage spaces. So, no, I'm not ever worried about that. What other hobbies do you have? I read books. I read books every night. Every night I'm reading. And that's basically the only other hobby I have. I don't want to have a lot of hobbies because then I'll be annoyed about how I can't dedicate enough time to each one. My camera's about to shut off. So I just have knitting, crocheting. I'm not crocheting much, so just knitting and reading. And I think those are enough hobbies for me. I enjoy both equally, and I don't want to give my attention to any other hobby. So that's basically what I do. How did you become a content creator as a full-time job? Well, I've actually been doing this for a while now, just like in different channels and such. Like I had a gaming channel that I did and another channel that I had with my sister when I was younger. So I've been on YouTube for a while doing content creation. And I guess I just have my parents to thank for actually allowing my siblings and I to take the time to explore what we want to do in life instead of forcing us into the workforce or forcing us to go to school, and just allowing us to grow, find what we love, find ways to make money doing what we love. And that's basically it. Yeah. Your biggest crafting fails or the I won't be trying that again moments? The I won't be trying that again moments. I will not be crocheting another pair of pants. Absolutely not. I made 2. I don't want to do that again. It took forever and it's just annoying to make. I want to knit pants, but just once, just so I can say I knit pants, but I don't think I'll ever do it again afterward. But you know, never say never, which I didn't say never, so who knows. But I'm mainly interested in creating tops. Yeah. A thing that's like a fail, I would say, is this, what I showed you at the beginning. Oh my gosh, fail. Literally brain hurting fail. Just look at the texture and stuff. Just look at that. It's supposed to stretch. Like this part doesn't have it, and you see how much it stretches and stuff. So this part doesn't have the carried yarn because I stopped carrying it, and look at how stretchy that is. But look at this. Oh my gosh, horrendous, horrendous. I'll keep it so that I can look at how much I struggled and be like, dang, I finished that. I didn't allow that to stop me. Yeah, those are my, I'm not gonna do that again, and fails. What is your favorite color to wear / knit with? Well, non-knit clothes, I like to wear black. Knit clothes, I like green, red, blue, gray, brown. Forest green, rusty red, any gray, honestly. Any blue, honestly. And brown. Any browns. Any browns. Like, I like any greens and any reds, but I prefer, like, the darker greens and the rusty reds. And I barely knit with those colors, honestly. Because I want to, since I'm so fresh in my knitting journey, I want to be able to experiment with different colors and such before I just, like, settle into my favorite colors that I love to wear and knit with, like the yarns that I like. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm saying that, and I recently got the rest of my ACOTAR order, and most of them are in those 5 colors that I just mentioned. That's so funny, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, those are the 5 colors that I love to knit with, and I think I want to start knitting with them more, because I just love those colors so much. On another note, I don't want to knit with those colors all the time because I don't want to get tired of knitting with those colors, because my happiness from knitting comes from the process and the yarn, and I want to make sure I enjoy the yarn. So switching up the colors here and there will definitely keep my love and my interests going. But I mean, there are 5 different colors to choose from, and of those 5 different colors, there's a whole spectrum. So, you know, I think I can still use those colors and not get tired of it, but I still want to work with different colors besides those 5. But those are my favorite that I like to knit with. Do you like being a twin? Pros and cons. There are no cons, all pros. Yes, I love being a twin. I love being a twin because it's like having a built-in best friend, you know? I didn't have to worry about making friends when I was in school. Like, didn't care, get away from me. I have my sister, why are you talking to me, you know? My sister was the one who made friends for us because I didn't care to. And with that, with having a twin who was so great in public, so great with people, I just got default friends because they were her friends, you know? So I had to do no work to make friends. Also, everywhere I went, we moved a lot. So any schools that we went to, new schools that we had to go to, I had her. I didn't have to worry about being nervous. And a lot of our classes were the same, so we were just always with each other. Also, I have a built-in diary. I can tell her anything without worrying about judgment, worrying about her spreading rumors or anything. Just like, And then my younger sister, she's like a triplet because literally she gives the same vibes as my twin sister. So that's why everyone thought we were triplets, because we're just like 3 fingers, like that. Also, people would think a con would be like, oh, people mixing you guys up. People getting us confused is not my problem. That's their problem. They need to figure out how to tell us apart, not me tell you how to tell us apart, you know? So I don't worry about that. Also, dressing alike, we love dressing alike. Even now, we don't dress alike right now because we're just in a house. So, yeah. But when we're out in public, oh yeah, for sure, we will dress alike just because we like to. It's fun. It's great. I just like it so much. But yeah, no cons on being a twin. I forget that I'm a twin until we go out in public and we're like, are you guys twins? Like, different hair colors, different hairstyles. She's wearing contacts, I'm wearing glasses, different outfits. And we still get clocked as being twins. Like, wow. Okay. I can't escape it, but I think it's cool. Yeah. All that to say, all pros being a twin. Favorite place for knitting inspo? I love, well, if you're talking about online, I love Instagram. I know a lot of people get their interest from Pinterest, inspo from Pinterest. I don't get on Pinterest much. I tried posting on there and stuff, but it's just boring. So I stopped. And I like Instagram. Hashtags, I go through hashtags like it's TikTok, okay? I get stuck looking at what everyone has created. Oh my gosh, I love doing that so much. It's my favorite thing to do. I'll think about a project that I want to do in the future. It could be 6 months from now. I'll go through that hashtag and I'll just scroll, see what people use, the yarn people use, the needle size people use, the fiber, everything. Oh my gosh, I get so much inspiration from that. Also, if we're talking about like in real life, I like to go outside and just sit, stare up at the sun, wear sunscreen, and just reflect on everything I want to do. Or at nighttime, going out at night, not like walking and stuff, but just like exit your house, breathe in the fresh air, look up at the sky. Oh, it's so beautiful, so calming, and I get inspiration from doing that as well. Would you ever test knit or make a knit pattern? Like I said before, I'm making knit patterns for my kit, but after that I won't be. And will I ever test knit? Probably not, because you have to gauge swatch to test knit, and I don't gauge swatch. And I don't want to do it just for a test knit. Another thing is I don't like working on other people's time. And you know, with the test knit, you have to complete something in a certain time frame. I don't want to do that. I don't like feeling pressure, even though if you know you can get it done in a certain amount of time, there's no pressure. But also, I just want to do things on my own time and not worry about making a gauge swatch, because I don't swatch for anything. I have not made a gauge swatch before. I have made one swatch, and that was to test out how a yarn would block out, which is for this. But other than that, I don't gauge swatch because I know that everything I create will come out the size that I want. And I don't ever worry about that. I like to live life on the edge, okay? I just enjoy the process, and however it comes out is however it comes out. Also, nothing is wrong with gauge swatching. Nothing is wrong with wanting to be a test knitter or anything. It's just my preference. And I think even though I don't like or don't care to do gauge swatches, it is very important, okay? Especially if you want something to turn out exactly how the pattern says it will turn out. Do a swatch, okay? I have seen so many people mess up their things and like it didn't turn out the way they wanted because they didn't make a swatch. Make a swatch, okay? This is coming from someone who doesn't make swatches, but my stuff always turns out right. So ignore me. Don't worry about me. Make a swatch, okay? Make a gauge swatch, especially if you're test knitting. That is one of the most important things with test knitting, because you're not making things on your own. This isn't you buying your own pattern and making things, modding things to how you want it to be. No. You gotta do what you gotta do to make sure that that pattern that the designer has created is good enough to be put out, okay? So I feel like that's important, and I don't want to do that. AKA make a gauge swatch. So I don't think it'll be fair on a designer for me to test knit and do things on my own. Like, yeah, I'll test knit for you, but like I want to do this and this and this and this because like I want to do it myself. No, I'm not gonna do that. So I just won't test knit. Yeah, I will literally just wait for the design to come out. Even though I know it's in testing and I know I could test it, I won't, because I refuse to make a gauge swatch. Like, Friday Knits made this jacket called the Bomber.com jacket or something like that. It looks like a varsity jacket. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. I'll put up a picture so you guys can see. It is so freaking beautiful. And I want it right now. But it's only about to go in testing. It looks so good. Oh my gosh, what stitch is that? Brioche, half fisherman's, I have no clue. Let me know, because I can't tell the difference. I'm just like, oh, I could test it, but I will just wait until the pattern comes out. I have plenty of other patterns that I could be making while I'm waiting for this jacket to come out. Any tips or recommendations for someone thinking about starting a podcast? Yes, just start. Get your whatever you're gonna film on and start. Don't worry about people. Don't worry about like, oh, but what about this format, that format? Just start it. Just start it. There are 2 things you'll need, maybe 3. 1, you need a YouTube channel. Make it. Make sure everything's good with that. 2, something to film on, to record yourself. 3, a computer to edit on, or something else to edit on. So whether it be an iPad, whether it be your computer, whether it be your phone, whether it be a camera, you don't need a camera to start YouTube at all. I started YouTube on my old Mac laptop camera. Yes. The webcam that comes on a computer and whatever QuickTime player, whatever software on there that you can record yourself on, that is what I started YouTube with when I was 18, before I got a camera. And I did that for like a whole year, filming on that laptop. And then I moved to my phone. Filmed on my phone. You can film on your phone. You can film on your iPad. You can film on any other tablet that you have. You can use your camera. If you have a camera, use a camera. But don't wait for something to start something. Just start it, because you can upgrade as you go. You don't need to figure out the content because you already have the content. You already know what you want to film. So you just need whatever you're filming on, whether it be your phone, your tablet, your camera, film on that. Get your laptop, edit on that. You can edit on an iPad or any other tablet that has an editing software you can download. You can, if you don't want to email the different clips from your phone to your computer, I didn't like doing that, so I downloaded Google Drive on my phone and I uploaded my clips to Google Drive, and then I got on Google Drive on my computer. Boom, they were already there. So I didn't have to like transfer everything and like take 10,000 years just to get my clips. If you have a MacBook and an iPhone, you can airdrop your clips from your iPhone to your laptop, so you don't have to do the Google Drive method. But those are all the things that I did to start my channel. So that's what I would say for someone wanting to start a knitting podcast. And I believe those are all the questions that I will answer today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am hoping that this came out good the second time to my liking, because the perfectionist in me sees every single detail and wants everything to be perfect. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, whenever I do these Chatty Knit With Me's, it's usually always on Instagram where you can ask me the questions. So follow me on Instagram so that you guys can get updates on whenever I do these Chatty Knit With Me's, because they're random, literally. Randomly, I was like, I just want to chat and knit. And so I was like, ask me questions. And you guys did, which I'm so grateful for. Thank you for asking me these questions. If there are certain topics that you want me to discuss in my future Chatty Knit With Me's, let me know, because there could be like one topic that I discuss and then you guys ask me stuff about that one topic and then we just have a nice discussion. I think that will be cool. And if there's anything else, I have forgotten. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new and you haven't done so already. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. Bye!